This is DocStar TV, and what I'd like to talk about today is the most strongest frequency that can come off a human being that can change the world. That can change the world. So I want you to just take a guess, or just take a logical guess. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? Most people are going to say what? Love. How about this? This frequency does not come off of you unless you're willing to actually stand in your truth. So I'm trying to give you some clues. This frequency, you cannot do this frequency unless you can stand in your truth. Now, this doesn't mean getting angry. This doesn't mean being forceful. This doesn't mean having the love of power. This means something else. And understand something. This frequency, just so you know, it's not love. It's not love. Love is not what's going to change the world. Love is important. I get it. But the reality is it's not going to change the world. This one will, when you learn how to stand in your own truth. When you are what? When you are totally authentic. And you can't be authentic until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. There's no way in the world you can be, because that's the only time you're willing to stand in your truth. When you love another human being more than you love yourself, you will stand in their truth, even if it's a lie. But if you actually learn how to love and care for yourself more than anyone else or anything else, trust me, please don't take this wrong. But there are so many rules for fools out there, okay, that make us believe that if we totally loved, honored, and respected ourselves, that we are actually going to probably hurt people. Are you like kidding? You're kidding, right? How many people know that it's authenticity? It's being authentic. That is the most powerful frequency that comes off a human being. They did a study of 25,000 people. They were able to measure everything from depression, okay, to jealousy, to envy, to joy. And what they found out was authenticity is 40,000 times stronger than love. And understand something, love comes and goes, doesn't it? Does it come and go? Do you fall in love with sometimes with people and then you fall out of love with them? Do they fall in love with you and they fall out of love with you? Love is not permanent. But guess what? What if you actually stop judging yourself, start observing yourself with unconditional love? What if you stop putting yourself in judgment jail and you actually just took a look at things and you decided, the only way I'm going to win this game is to have unconditional love and care for myself and actually observe myself without judgment, so I don't put myself in jail, whether it be subconscious or not. The reality is here, I need you to get this. Remember this. You can't be authentic and stay there unless you have unconditional love and care for yourself, because you will need, okay, the power of that kind of love to be there. Because guess what? As soon as you start taking care of yourself more than you take care of your family, understand, the way you take care of yourself is the way you take care of your family. But most people believe that the love that they need is always going to come from outside themselves. And this is why we are slaves on this planet, and we will remain slaves. Now, understand something. The majority of the population, as I stated before, does not rule the world. The majority of the population is being ruled, and they will continually be ruled. And the reality is the propaganda is getting so much bigger. And that's why they call this the harvest time. Nobody can harvest anything from me because I have unconditional love and care for myself. Do you know when I stopped hurting myself and my family is when I had unconditional love and care for myself, because I cannot give what I am not. So you can believe this or not. You can tell me you're authentic, but you're not authentic until you have one law, okay? One law, one love. And that's unconditional love for yourself. And if you give that to yourself, you're going to give it to everyone else. And if you have unconditional love for yourself, then you're never going to have to find the need to what? Compromise or tell lies to anyone. No, I totally love and have total care for myself. And when somebody says something to me, I'm going to be honest with them. That's authenticity, when you can stand in your power, because as long as you need love from other people, you will compromise everything about your life. The way you drink, the way you eat, the way you think. And understand something right now. If you were in charge the way you thought and the way you spoke, you would not have any trouble. And the reality is the majority of the population, okay, right now, okay, guess what a study has shown? What's the two things that the majority of the population has right now? Desperation. So they're going to do things they're going to regret. And what's the other one? What's the other one? Desperation and depression. Those are the two main emotions that are going on in the world. And if you don't believe me, then I will tell you this. I have been teaching whole life coach certifications to professionals and to lay people since I was 27 years old. It's my first course. Well, we've been teaching Wolf Non-Surgical since I was 28 years old. I put that together. Okay, and that's why today we can actually say that this is the most powerful body work, and my whole life coach is the most powerful emotional work. Okay? Now understand this. So up until this year, when we would teach a course, we would have no less than around 18 to 40 people in a class. This year I've had to actually cancel classes, or courses I should say, and it's only because of this. Because everybody buys into whatever's going down. Whatever the propaganda is, it's the end of the world as we know it. Everybody's unable to move. And guess what? I'm not going to try to make something fit that will no longer fit. And understand this. I don't want to get into what I believe is going to happen, but the reality is guess what? I had to pull back. So I created a retreat center and a training center here in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico, and that is going to be the first main center for Dr. Darrell Wolf, Dr. Sage Wolf, and some of my master practitioners that are working at the retreat. And we decided that we are not going to have like 100 or 150 people come to us like the last retreat we had in Ixtapa. We're only having 2 families or no more than 8 people come to us at a time. Most of it for personal treatment and training, because I'd rather take smaller groups and teach them about how to become authentic. I don't want to teach anymore where, oh, that was interesting, that was entertaining, wow, that was really cool. Man, did I ever feel good while I was there? No, I want to be able to do smaller numbers where those people leave totally unconditionally loving themselves and understanding that the world is not going to change. But their world is going to change, inside and outside, as soon as they do. The world's never going to change for you. Your family's not going to change for you. Your spouse is not going to change for you. So you can either become authentic with yourself and stop compromising your love, stop compromising your health, stop compromising your passion and your purpose that you put over on the counter 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Go dust it off and become that gift that you were meant to become. So remember this, authenticity is 40,000 times stronger than love. Well, think about it. When you become authentic, nobody can say anything to me. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now, whether you want to believe this or not. But you do know that over 95% of the population can be bought. Can be bought. You heard what I said? Can be bought. Oh, here, let me give you an example. Okay, so do you want to know the main manual book? I'm writing it in my Perfect Day Guide. Forgive me if I don't have the initials or the name of it. It's a long one. But the main book that psychologists, psychiatrists, okay, and anybody in neurology, do you know what they use? They use a book, okay, are you ready for this? Where there was 20 authors of this book, and they were all paid between them $14 million by Big Pharma. They were paid to write this book, and it's all about, okay, mental illness. So what do you think? So now all of these psychologists, psychiatrists, okay, are just going to go out there and they're going to wham, bam, and slam everybody that comes in. People don't have emotional illness. You know what they have? Where they don't love, honor, and respect themselves, and they compromise themselves, and they've given their authenticity away, okay? They don't even know how to find their authentic self because they are everyone else, looking for everything else except themselves, and they don't understand. It's an inner standing. It's going into your heart, and it's finding that God spot. And this takes work. And this is why I'm telling you right now, I have the most powerful emotional, nutritional, psychological, physical course called Whole Life Coach, and I give a money-back guarantee right up to the 3rd day. And it's a 9-day course. And right up to the 3rd day, you can get your money back. The reality is this: if you don't want to crack your coconut from the inside out and drink the juice of self-love, well, then you go ahead. You make everybody into a nipple, and you keep looking for likes on social media, or for someone to say that they love you, they miss you, I would die without you, my heart is broken when you leave. Do you like that? We have been taught to come from such a weak spot. We are all created by the same creator. We come in here not as unconditional love, pure. We come in beyond pure love. Okay? Spirit beings have nothing to do with love. That's beyond it. People go, you know, they talk about the creator being love. The creator is not into love. Love is a contaminated, poison, twisted, okay, blackmail, because it's used for blackmail. If you don't give me what I want, I won't love you. I won't care for you. And understand something. Most people, you find there's only 1 out of 10,000 people that are truly authentic on this planet. And that's actually a stat. Because understand something. Most people can't stand in their truth. All you ever have to do is just learn how to master your emotions. Stop acting and attacking. And understand there's no need to get angry. If somebody wants something or somebody's trying to manipulate you, you don't have to be angry. Even talking in a soft voice and going, I don't think so. I'm not going to be treated like that. That's not the kind of relationship I want. No, I'm not doing the deal. No, I don't want to go there. It brings my vibration down. It's not the people I want to hang around with. It's not the food I want to eat. It's not the drink I want to drink. So understand, until you have unconditional love for yourself, meaning total self-care, total love for yourself, you can't be authentic. And that is the God's truth. And you can tell people that are authentic, you don't know what it is, but there's something about them. When they move in the room, they change the whole energy. When they move out of the room, it's like, wow, I want to follow them, but I don't even know them. But what was that? That was authenticity, which is 40,000 times stronger than love. So yes, I'm going to just take love and put it over here on the side, okay? And know this, that you will never become authentic on this lifetime unless you have total self-love and total self-care. And what you should do is download my PDGfree.com guide, Perfect Day Guide. It's 550 pages. You're going to start getting things in there that you've never ever thought about before. Let me tell you something right now. Whether you want to believe it or not, you are being manipulated, okay? And you are being used, okay? And you are being drained. And who by? Not just the systems, by your own lovers, by your own spouses, by your own children. And understand something, they're not bad people, but they got bad beliefs, and we all have bad beliefs until we want to go in and erase and replace and understand that without changing our personality, we'll never make different choices. And if you don't make different choices, then you'll keep the same diseases you have. And I've said this before, but because of the way I live, whether you believe it's arrogant or egotistical, it's not. It's just because a lot of people don't live like I live or talk like I talk. So that makes it what? Wrong? Let me tell you something. I'll tell you what's wrong. When you buy into what the majority is doing, eating, thinking, drinking, living, I want no part of it. Because the majority are not ruling this world. They're just being ruled. So I want you to think about it. Authenticity is 40,000 times stronger than love. So what do you think? You think the next time that you do something out of fear that you're authentic? Do you think the next time that you do something because you're compromising, because maybe you'll get her in bed or him in bed or him to love you or her to love you? What do you think? You think that's good? I'm going to tell you something right now. My partner, Lori, I love her with all my heart. She will never be disrespected by me because I do not disrespect myself, so I will not disrespect her. You give me someone who's an alcoholic, somebody that is a prescription drug participant. You give me somebody that is a sugar addict. You give me somebody that is a flour addict. You give me somebody that tokes all day long or vapes all day long, and you're going to get people that are twisted. You can't do toxic things and not be a toxic thing. Yes, I know that everybody loves to their full capacity, but a lot of people are so limited, okay? Their ceiling's here. Some people, their ceiling's here. Some is here. My ceiling is, there is no ceiling. It's all unlimited potential, okay? Because when you have unconditional love for yourself, that's what everything is I'm going to make sure that I get what I need. Because when I don't get what I need, okay, then I will take it out on everyone else. And it's up to me to go out and become this, okay? You don't want to want things. You want to become new things. And to become new things, you better take on a whole different perspective. And if you don't want to take on a whole different perspective, you are going to get yourself in trouble for what's coming. And I'm telling you that. And the reality is, if you want to take on a whole different perspective, you're going to have the ones that love you actually try to pull you back down. Remember something, wherever somebody vibrates at, they don't want somebody vibrating too high. And the reality is, you know what? I am never going to lower my vibration, okay, just to get along or be part of something, okay? No, I won't do it. I will not do it. And I'm not better than anybody else at all. But guess what? To lower your vibration, you can do that pretty fast, right? Vroom. To get it back up, it's a different story. You remember the time that you made the phone call? You didn't want to make the phone call, but you felt you had to call your mother. You had to call somebody, your father, or you had to call somebody, and you went, oh, I just feel so guilty. I feel obligated. You made the call, and now guess what? The call might have been 10 minutes, but now it's taken you hours. Could take you days to get back to center. And understand, dis-ease, out of alignment, out of harmony. And do you know how many people are living with people that they wish they weren't living with? But they made different decisions when they had a different personality. And guess what? Pretty well everyone that's together with someone, okay, that they marry, okay, guess what? The reality is your personality changes. And then what if the other person doesn't want to grow? What if the other person doesn't believe in unconditional love? What if the other person doesn't believe that you can be wealthy or poverty, and just one is a thought and the other one's a thought too? The only reason why people have poverty is because they believe in poverty. The only reason why people have a disease is because they believe in the thought of disease. I don't believe in disease. It doesn't exist. Every symptom you have is love messages from your body telling you you're out of alignment. Oh, for God's sakes, look at most people, even the young. They all got a paunch on them. It's up and down like an elevator. And what, they don't realize? Oh, I didn't know. You know, I just went to sign something at a lawyer's, and everybody in there had a belly. This lady, her legs were thin, her arms were thin, and her belly was out to here, and she wasn't pregnant, trust me. And you can go and you can look like you're 6 months, 9 months, 12 months pregnant, be a man or a woman, and you're not. And people are rotting out. And it's stinking thinking, and it all starts with what? Guess what? When I was raised, it was selfish to love yourself. It was selfish to care for yourself. And when I was being raised, I loved my father and my mother. But when I was being raised, it was all about the suffering you would do for the family. Okay? How much we suffered for each other. That's over. I will not teach that to my children. Nothing is going to ever change any of that. I want all my children to be authentic. I want them to love themselves first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. I want them to put themselves first, never me. I need them to do that. When you don't put yourself first, which most people will think that you're selfish, okay? Guess what? You're never going to get what you want. And guess what? We were all set up by the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan. Do you want me to go through this? Okay, the Rockefellers actually decided that it was 12 years is all we needed of school, and Rockefeller Publishing actually distorts every book that any child is going to read. I mean, look at the ridiculousness, okay, of Gay Pride Month. I'm serious. Why didn't they give Mother's Day should be a month, for God's sakes? I can't believe what women do. They go and they work for the family. I mean, you know what? Mother's Day should be 1 month. It should be Mother's Month, M&M, Mother's Month. That's what it should be. You know, the ridiculousness of what's going around, and you know what? Anybody that's authentic would never buy into that or buy into most of the religions and most of the systems that are out there. Would have nothing to do with them. I want nothing to do with religion. I want nothing to do with government. I want nothing to do with the medical system. So understand, let me tell you a little story here. So whether you believe this or not, I have every day anywhere from 6 to a dozen people calling me that are going to go for surgery. They have anything from Parkinson's disease to cancer to MS, you name it, to all kinds of dysfunction. And I'm telling you right now, when a person comes to us, and people don't like this, I just want to tell you all my history of the last 10 years and everything I've done and everything I've gone through, all the drugs I've taken, all the surgeries I've had. You know what? It's okay if they review that, but they can't become part of that. You know, if anybody comes to me and they know it off by heart, every date, everything, then they've talked about it too much. Remember something, you become what you talk about, and that's what they've done to us. You know, the whole world is full of victimitis. That's the only virus that's going on. And guess what? Just so you know, viruses are dead. They can't jump 6 inches, less 6 feet. And if anybody were to look it up in the dictionary, they would see that. So the reality is guess what? Authentic people stay connected to their breath. They keep a slight smile on their face no matter what's going on in the world. They protect their vibration. They protect their energy because it's going to be needed, because everybody else around them is going to lose it. If you take a look at anybody, different families, if something happens, this family just loses it. This family just will walk away from it. So guess what? Whose beliefs are right? I'm not going to tell you that any beliefs are wrong, but a belief is wrong if it's going to actually drain you of your energy and your frequency, or if it disrespects you or dishonors you. That is it. If it makes you feel guilty, that is it. If it makes you feel like you need to suffer for 1 day, 2 days, a month, a year, forever, I want nothing to do with it. Everybody has this thing. If this person does this, we're going to banish them from the castle for this long. If they do this, we're going to banish them from this long. I don't want anything to do with it. No matter what goes on, I want to sit down with that person and want to find out, okay, why they did what they did and what I can do to help to make that change. We don't do that. This is a punishment planet. Okay? This is not a justice planet, and you will not have justice in your life until you have what? Unconditional love, unconditional care for yourself, first and foremost. And then you will find your authentic self, and it will not be hard for you to say, no, I don't eat that. No, I don't drink that. No, I'm not doing that anymore. No, I don't want to be with you anymore. Or yes, I want to be with you, but I want to be able to be allowed to love and care and respect myself 100% in this relationship. I want you to think about that, because love is not the most powerful vibration. And as far as I'm concerned, it's here and then it's gone. It's up and then it's down. And that's the way it is. So find your authenticity, and guess what? You will have to probably find a new tribe. Do you want to evolve? Do you want to evolve? Do you want to actually enhance your life? Well, unless you bring your vibration up, unless you're going to change your personality, buckle up, baby, because you better make yourself comfortable, because there's some bumps coming. Isn't it something? 40,000 times stronger than love? You think about that. A true study. You'll find it in my Perfect Day Guide on my rewrite. Okay? All right. So, anyways, this is where I am at Ixtapas, Mexico, and why? And I'm going to tell you why, if you want to hang around. No chemtrails. Only organic food. I can eat for 30% of the price and have all organic. No 5Gs coming to Mexico. Okay? No pesticides, no herbicides, and definitely no genocide. Peaceful people. Beautiful people. I've never felt so good in all my life. Isn't it kind of funny? It's right up against the United States, but it's totally different. And then everybody around the world looks at this as a third world country. Well, let me tell you something. This is first world living. Okay? This is first world living. If you saw my day, I mean, I do a lot in a day. And every day I go for an hour swim. I walk on the beach. I'm out there. I get my sunshine. But guess what? I accomplish more. Anyways, we opened up a really beautiful retreat. Go to DOD5star.com and take a look about, and maybe you might want to come down for the greatest adventure of your life that will last your life. And I mean, we will teach you how to love, honor, and respect yourself and feel good about it. Where you're not going to be like, You know, you need to get to the point that you program yourself that you don't care what your family, your friends think when you're loving and caring for yourself. Isn't that something? You actually, you know what, get embarrassed or need to stop it if you're loving and caring for yourself too much. Oh my God, you're just loving and caring for yourself too much. Really? Really? Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Are you ready for this? People that aren't authentic, people that don't know how to love and care for themselves, have a disease. And if they don't have that, they've got headaches, they've got symptoms, they don't like their life. And if they don't have a disease right now, which means not at ease, which that's what a disease is, okay? You're going to have bumps and grinds all over the place. 1 minute we get along, 1 minute we don't get along. We're in, we're out, we're all about. That's what happens. Nothing's steady. Remember something, the world's never going to change for you. But the world will change for you when you change. You'll look at it totally different. You will have a different viewpoint. You will notice the butterfly, the flower. You will notice the smells. You won't be noticing what other people are noticing because they are programmed to notice how evil, how fearful. Okay? Wouldn't it be great if you could mind your own business, which is loving and caring for yourself, and then actually creating an authentic you that gives off a 40,000 times stronger frequency than love? Do you think that that might have something to do with how long you live, how healthy you are? Love is not the answer. Self-love is the cure. Love is not the answer. Self-love is the cure. And that's what we'll teach you. We'll teach you from the moment you rise until you close your eyes. You're drinking, you're thinking, you're eating, you're being. We're going to teach you that, guess what? Everything in your life that you have now, or everything you don't have, is because of the way that you speak and the way that you think. I love my life. I am the master of my life. It doesn't matter how many of these toxic governmental people or anybody else, okay, I'm just doing my job, come along. They're not after me. They're after the low-hanging fruit. They're after the people that vibrate low, because those are the ones you can harvest. You don't want to try to harvest me, because that's not going to work out well. Because you'll never get me taking a drug. You'll never be able to take a knife to me or chemo radiation. That's not even in my realm. You know, people pick certain therapies and certain lifestyles because of the frequency they're running due to the belief systems they have that they don't even know that they're running in their subconscious. And that's what we teach in our Whole Life Coach course, or if you come down here to a retreat, okay, in Ixtapa, Mexico. These are the different personal treatment and trainings we do, and you can just check them out. I don't want to go through them, but we even have advanced water fasting, we have organic juice fasting, or you can come down and just eat all organic and fresh seafood and get Wolf non-surgical cell sonic and cardio med bed and red light therapy and go out on the electric bikes and just have a beautiful holiday. That's it. Anybody who's interested, you go take a look at this and then you give me a call, and what we'll do is meet on Zoom, and I will create with you, with your help, we will create your holiday, small day with us from 7 days to, we have people coming up to a month. And those are the people that, you know, they got rid of their cancer and it came back, and then they got rid of it again and it came back. And that's because, guess what? They didn't change their personality to change the reality. They weren't able to hold the line and create a perfect day from the moment they rise till they close their eyes. And they went back home and they compromised themselves because, guess why? Because they used their family for filling up their heart. What if you filled up your own heart and you shine that light on your family with pure, unconditional love for them? How do you think that's going to go? What do you think? Being authentic and having a vibration of 40,000 times stronger than love isn't going to keep you healed and give you the best life ever and allow you to make decisions that are logical and in the present moment instead of fear-based? And then if you can't come to us, Dr. Sage Wolf will come to you. He'll do a personal treatment and training. And most of those are where he goes to couples and groups. Okay, and he teaches them how to do Wolf non-surgical, and he goes through the perfect day on an emotional, nutritional, physical level. And that's usually a 7-day. And if it's a certification you want with Wolf non-surgical, he'll come to your clinic anywhere around the world, and that'll be 12 days. And here's where he is right now. Dr. Sage Wolf, February the 21st. We'll start a Wolf non-surgical certification in Melbourne. Then we're going to be in Stewart, Florida on June the 5th. This is the only Whole Life Coach, Wolf non-surgical, and pelvic restoration course we're going to do this year in the United States. I'll tell you why in a minute. And then we'll be in August, we'll be in Coffs Harbour, Australia. Okay, and we'll be doing the same thing. And then we'll be here in Ixtapa, Mexico. And just know this. We have personal treatment and trainings going on right now at our retreat. And if you're thinking that you want to just bring on the thunder, and because you deserve it all, we'll deliver it. And I want you to know something. So if you've been following me, you know the last 2 years, well, 3 years ago I ran Ixtapa World Healing and Training, and we'd have anywhere from 100 to 200 people come and stay with us. Think about that. We had 20 treatment rooms. Now, we have 2. Because now we're going to limit it. Like I said, it's called quality now, not quantity. And I'm going to tell you something. There's no way that I'm going to be able to do a world tour for the next probably 5 to 7 years because of what they've got planned for Agenda 2030. They are going to try to cause as much chaos as possible to cause emotional and financial and physical unrest. And so what I'm doing is I will only be teaching these courses in Ixtapa, Mexico at our healing retreat. Also in Texas, because we're opening up a new fulfillment there. And that new fulfillment, the reason why we're opening up a new fulfillment the fulfillment centers that we use, there's 3 of them throughout the United States. We're going to close those because they're putting our prices up. Everything is going up. Everybody. People who make my products, the labels, the bottles, the shipping, everything. So about 8 weeks ago, we said, no, we're not buying into it. Everybody is having the worst taxation of their life called inflation. It's just taxation, guys. Okay? It's all a setup. And so we are not going to do that. We're closing down our 3 fulfillments, going and moving to near Prosper, Texas. And we'll have our own fulfillment, so now we don't have to raise our prices by 15-20%. And I'm not going to do it. So we're going to be doing a really big moving sale because guess what? When you move out of fulfillments, I didn't know you get penalized. I didn't know for everything they pick and everything they pack. So we're going to take the money that it was going to cost to actually move this stuff, and we're going to be having a big moving sale, so it's coming. But right now, we have the biggest iodine sale we've ever done on our 4 ounce and our 16 ounce. If you buy 1, it's 30% off, which is great. But if you buy 2, it's 40. If you buy 3 or more, it's 50% off. Trust me, we won't be doing that again probably. But the reality is this. I say screw the flu. And the reality is how many people know that what are the 2 things that actually shut down and kill a cancer cell, mainly more than anything else? Calcium ions, which come from our Amerigen, thank you very much, and from our infinite iodine, which is the only non-toxic iodine in the world. And just know this. Our cancer patients will take like 1.5 ounces every day for 6 weeks to 3 months because we will put iodine in every cell because it flicks the off switch and causes the cancer cell to off itself. And when people are lacking calcium ions or when they're lacking iodine ions, those are the 2 most important things. Do your homework, check it out at my library, docofdetoxlibrary.com, calcium ion therapy, and the infinite iodine, and you'll understand. And you got to have iodine every day, guys. You got to have it every day. If you know what, if a mother doesn't take iodine when she's pregnant, the mentality of the baby is going to be 20 to 30% less for the rest of the baby's life. Why do you think there's so many thyroid problems? Why do you think there's so many weight problems? Why do you think there's so many hormonal problems? And guess what? With infinite iodine, you can put it in your eyes, you can put it in your ears, you can do a vaginal infusion, you can nebulize it and clean your lungs out and clean your blood up. Get my perfect day guide, pdgfree.com, and tell me that that wasn't the most powerful book that you got for free. Okay? Like I said, Dr. Sage Wolf, he'll go anywhere in the world to do certifications in your home or to your clinic. Okay? Go to personaltreatmentandtraining.com if you'd like to host him or check it out. And you can always call me. And I'm just a regular guy. Okay? I'm a regular guy that doesn't want to be a regular guy. Okay? So I'm not regular. Well, I am regular with my bowel movements, but I'm not a regular guy. But I'm a regular guy when you talk to me. Okay? My time's your time. What if we all said that we were going to serve each other with unconditional love? What if we said that? What if everyone that decided they want to go to war took off their helmet and said no more war? Where would we be? I hope you know there's not a war that's being fought for any reason except for the same psychos who decided to declare war on us for the last 3 years. Thank you very much. Okay? Let me see here. My apologies. All right, these are the hosts for the places that we will be teaching in. But like I said, we'll only be doing courses after these courses in Zihuatanejo, Texas, and also Kelowna, British Columbia. And that's if it doesn't turn into a concentration camp. Okay? All right. And I'm not kidding. I mean, seriously, Daryl? Yeah. Okay. And these are just the prices of our courses. And if you want, take a snapshot of it. But we've actually brought our prices down by 30% to 35%, depending on the country. Okay? And you know why we did it? Because we love teaching. Not because we were overpriced, because we love teaching people. And understand, if you don't want to become your own practitioner, then you're only going to be good until the next treatment. And you're actually going to believe the BS that you're going to hear from these specialists, that you need to do this and there's no alternative. Are you like crazy? No alternative? Are we really going to be like that? We are electromagnetic, light energy, spirit beings living in a physical body. And when we talk to somebody and they say that, guess what? There's no alternative. That's because they have limited beliefs. I don't care who you are. You call me up. I won't try to talk you out of your surgery. I won't try to talk you out of your drug. But I will tell you that you are way more powerful than you believe. And you don't need to have surgery or drugs. And that's 98% of the time. And that's the truth, and I can prove it. I can prove that 95% of all surgeries never needed to get done because it was just beef jerky scar tissue. And as soon as you put the life force back into the scar tissue, it turns back into connective tissue. As soon as you do calcium ion therapy, the calcium goes back into the bones, and that's the true story. You've been lied to. And almost every practitioner out there is lying, and they don't even know it. Hey, what if we were all given the same manual and it was toxic and it was a manual so that they could feed off of us? How does it feel to come out of grade 12, come out of college, come out of university? Trust me, I've done it. And you get out of there and you don't know how to love yourself, love another human being, feed yourself, feed another human being. You don't know how to manage your finances, and you definitely don't know what authenticity is or how to become authentic, because you've been being everyone, trying to get everything because we're desperate. This is my PDG guide. It's free. Check it out. Guess what? And if you love it, you can order it. It's $75 delivered to anybody anywhere in North America. If you're buying it outside of North America, we'll put $25 in on the shipping. But understand something. We are charging everybody $6 over the cost of running it off. Okay, here's the manual. It's beautiful. Okay, it's not a cheap manual. Let me show you. Okay, just so you see. Watch this. Okay, whoop. I can pick it up with one page, so just know that it's been well done. Okay, see? All right. So it is high gloss. There is at least, I could probably say, about 10 to 15,000 hours into this, because it's been written over the last, all the information and everything, and it's been written about 13 times already. But this is the latest and the greatest, and it's all yours. It will help you, guide you on a physical, nutritional, and emotional level. It'll show you that what emotions cause what diseases in the body. I will give you the history of what happened to our women and how they weren't liberated. They were actually decimated, okay? Understand, everything's been a setup. You know what? It's not me against the systems. What it is, it's me for the people, me for you. What about all the suffering? You should take my phone calls. Why don't you take my phone calls where there's mothers and fathers crying, when there's teenagers talking about suicide, okay? You know, not for the last few weeks, but usually I have 1 or 2 sessions every week, okay, with teenagers or younger people in their early 20s that want to commit suicide. And do you know why? Because parents are adulterated and they don't even know. Because parents don't know what authenticity is for themselves. Parents were taught through many systems that it's all in the suffering, and it's not. This is the manual you get when you come in for the personal treatment and training of the Wolf Non-Surgical course. So understand something. An 8-year-old can understand it, and guess what? I promise you, you'll walk out being better than the practitioner body workers that you go to. You know what? People are not stupid. They just have stupid thoughts, stupid ideas. And whether you want to believe this or not, there isn't a health person out there that went to a government regulated school that knows what they're doing properly. You do know that, right? Government regulated school. Who regulates it? Okay? Nobody regulates me. but we are under the World Organization of Natural Medicine. Okay, we actually have been sanctioned. We have our own university where you could go from a patient all the way and get your doctorate in natural medicine. Or you can get your doctorate in indigenous medicine, and now you're outside the realm of the white man's laws, and nobody can touch you. And now you can practice natural health almost everywhere around the world. And as soon as they find out that you have a doctorate in indigenous medicine and that you've actually been adopted by the Taino tribe, you're no longer in the system. I've done my homework. Just know this, you deserve everything because you are everything. Every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Actually, it's not Mondays, it's Tuesdays. They made a mistake. But every Tuesday I'll be coming on at 1 o'clock, and you can send in your questions, okay? All right? This here is just the sovereign indigenous doctorate that you get to get you outside of white man's laws so that you can be a natural health practitioner or a medical practitioner, and they can't take you to task in their court system. Okay? You can check that out at BHN University. Our Braveheart Nation app's coming out, and this app, we've been working on this for over 2 years. This app is a gift to the world, and I think you're going to find that out. Please check it out, join it, see what you think. But there's going to be so much we're offering, so many people. You can find your tribe within there, and that means like-minded people that will encourage you to find your authentic self. The only permanent health care is self-care. The only permanent love is self-love. And if that's not what you're into, then this platform's not for you. Because I will just annoy you. Self-love, what's that? That's selfishness. No, it isn't. If you're not selfish enough to know how to create the perfect day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes, you know what? You're like everybody else. You're just putting up with it. This is the way it is, right? This is as good as it gets. No. I have a beautiful day every day. I'm not trying to tell you that I don't have big bumps in my life or get stonewalled, but guess what? Then I dig a hole and go under, or I get a ladder and go over, or I walk around to the edge of the wall. I don't blow the wall up. Understand something. Welcome to a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure called Planet Earth. So you better rise, which means first love yourself. And I want you to first love yourself all weekend long. See if you can walk out there with a slight smile on your face, shoulders back, and then breathing 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. Get an elastic band if you don't have a Braveheart Love Band, and go 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, there's a new sheriff in town called Unconditional Love. You're off the hook, baby. Okay? No, I'm not an idiot. I take that back. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm abundant. I'm already healed. I am. Okay? Don't tell me what you want. Okay? What do you want to become? And do it right now. Be there now. What would it feel like? Write a Braveheart Heroes contract. If you totally unconditionally loved and cared for yourself, what would you write down? Where would you be? Who would you be with? What would you be doing? What would it look like? Let's start there. And then every morning, take a look at it. Every night, take a look at it. And in 33 days, you're going to be closer to your authentic self than you ever were, except when you were infused into your mother's womb. There's my phone numbers. If you want to call me, leave a message if you don't get me. And I will call you back. And tomorrow's Saturday. I'm going to be taking calls all day and even Sunday because I've been so busy. And people are going, oh my God, what is he, a workaholic? No. I love talking to people. And I truly do have unconditional love for all the people of the world. I am not going to pick a side, okay? Never. There's no sides to pick. Okay, there are people that have bad beliefs, there's people that have beautiful beliefs, and there's people that have really terrible beliefs. And the reality is if you are picking something to hate, whether it's broccoli or it's Daryl, just know this, you're punishing yourself and not me. Learn to love yourself. Focus on what you love and you want to care for. And that first thing would be you. Okay? All right? This is my Braveheart oath. I'll read it. I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment that I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I am, I can, I am love, I am healed, and I am Braveheart. And I want to thank you for joining me. And just know this, the moment is the only point of power. Connect to your breath, put a slight smile on, and let's see if we can keep it there no matter what disaster you're told about today or tomorrow. Just keep that slight smile connected to your breath and mind your own business, okay? And find your authentic self. Have a beautiful weekend.